going off. These are the times that I have to physically force myself to stop. I'm like super focused, super productive. It's Friday. Should I tell you the date? It's November 4th. So I'm starting a what I knit in a week vlog. I don't know, I had a lot of fun doing this last time, and I always find that after I record and edit and upload a podcast, I'm extra motivated to knit, and so I think I'm just gonna allow that to like kick off my productivity. And I think this week is going to be a really, really good opportunity for what I knit in a week for a couple of reasons. Did I mention I was off work for a couple of days? We had 3 huge events in the month of October. November is also pretty busy, but it makes November seem a little more busy because I actually have some PTO scheduled. We're getting into the holidays. My organization is awesome and we have a lot of days off to observe holidays and things. So this week I took Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday off to recover from October. I actually, because we worked a lot of overtime and had a bunch of events, got a bonus day off paid, so I took advantage of that and then used 2 days of my own the beginning of this week. Next week we observe 2 holidays. Election Day in the United States is Tuesday, so we have that day off, and we also have Friday off for Veterans Day. So really I'm only working Monday, Wednesday, Thursday next week, and then the following week is Staff Appreciation Week, and we have a half day on Friday, and the week after that is Thanksgiving week. So all that to say is I'm taking a lot of time off, and I think that right now is a really good time for what I knit in a week because it's a Friday going into the weekend. I've got just posted a podcast high. I also finished a project, so I'm just feeling very jazzed about knitting right now. And so technically I have 4 days worth of knitting. Trying really hard to get a bunch of vanilla knitting on the needles. I'm really trying to get this sock off the needles. I took a look at my yarn yesterday and I kind of thought I could be super crazy. I haven't decided if I'm actually gonna do this, but I took a look at how many socks I have. I really would love to gift knit as much as humanly possible. I haven't really looked at what that would mean for the rest of my projects. I finished the Musselburgh I was working on, and I'm really close to finishing this sock, but the Christmas gift knits that I have to work on are a pair of socks for Zach, a Musselburgh for Zach. I think I might do a Musselburgh for my dad because I actually gifted him the socks I knit for Zach last year that were too big, so I'm not gonna knit my dad's socks. So maybe I'll knit him a Musselburgh. I want to knit my sister's socks, my mom's socks, and then I have another lady-in-law that I'd like to knit socks for. And then if I have time, I had a friend that sent me yarn earlier this year to knit her socks, and I'd love to cast on some socks for her, but her birthday is at the beginning of next year, so instead of it being like a holiday gift, it could be a nice birthday surprise. She lives in Las Vegas, so I'd have to finish them with enough time to ship them. I don't know, what is that, 7 projects? I lost count because I was rambling. I don't know, that's what I'm thinking. So I'm trying to finish the heel of this sock. I'd love to finish this sock today. I'm gonna focus on this for my Pomodoro knitting. And then I think once I get it in the round, I'm kind of torn, to be honest. I don't know if I want to cast on this striped sock for Zach and knit through the cuff once I get through the heel of this, or if I want to just try and plow through this sock today and get as much of the foot done as possible. And I'm packing this up because I've just spent my whole 5 minutes talking to you and opening up this video and not getting knitting done. So I do need to get back to it, but I guess I'll see you in the next 5-minute break. Okay, I'm gonna have my last sip of coffee. See you next time. I'm not going anywhere. Why did I just say that? I'm so silly. Okay, I gotta get back to work. Hello. There are some times in my life where I need to really force myself to take a break. Today is one of those times. I know I said I was off for a couple of days, but even when I do I have a lot of stuff in my hands. Even when I do my Pomodoro timer, I have a hard time forcing myself to take that 5-minute break when it's scheduled. The other thing that I very rarely do for myself, and I'd like to change this habit, is I often have so much work on my plate that I forget to take a lunch break. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm not really going to have lunch. I actually had a quick snack during one of my Pomodoro breaks. But it's a little bit afternoon. I've got a 1 o'clock meeting, so I want to take some time. I'm going to sit on the couch. There's a YouTube video that I want to watch. So it's about 40 minutes. I'm going to put it on. I'm going to knit on my sock and just allow myself to take a brain break and, I don't know, clear my mind and decompress before I go into a meeting on a Friday afternoon. So that's what we're going to do now. Hello, it is Sunday night. I haven't really turned this on and talked to you since Friday. I've done quite a bit of knitting, as I'm sure that you saw. I host a virtual meetup for my non-knitting job. Getting ready to hop on there. I don't really do too much. I kind of open it up. We have other people that run the group. I just am present, and it's usually about an hour long, sometimes more, sometimes a little less, but I've prepped myself with loads of vanilla knitting. I made a commitment yesterday that I think I'm going to cast on all of the socks that I have purposefully purchased yarn for to knit people gift knit socks. There's lots of downtime for knitting, so I decided I was just going to bite the bullet and obsessively knit socks. So yesterday night, I already had this all caked up, but I wound this is kind of blowing the color out, sorry. I wound this up and cast on and knit the entire cuff. These are going to be socks for my mom. I think I'm going to work on this during the support group tonight. I also cast on this sock last night, and I knit through the cuff today in the car when we were going to IKEA, running a couple of errands. This is the yarn. This was purchased and mailed to me by one of my friends in Las Vegas who asked me like months and months ago, it was like the beginning of this year, if she sent me yarn, would I knit her socks? And I'm like, yeah, of course. So I'm finally getting around to that. She sent me 3 different skeins and told me I could only knit her 1 pair, but she wanted to give me options in case I didn't like them and I could keep the rest, and I love her with my whole heart. So I'm starting with a pair now to see if they fit her, and then I'm planning to knit her more socks after that. And then, of course, I'm working on another lady-in-law sock, and I got started on the gusset decreases. So I'm going to focus on that. Probably not tonight, maybe tomorrow, but the other pair of socks I want to cast on, and I have to do a little bit of measuring, are for Zach. So I've showed this before, but I'll show it again. I bought this self-striping yarn for him on a yarn crawl last year. I knit him socks in sport weight last year that fit him lengthwise, but they were too wide in the ankles. I've had him try on some fingering weight socks that I have knit for other people before I knit the toe, and it seems like 64 stitches is a little too snug for him, but I don't think doing like 72, like I think that's too many. I think 72 is too many. So I'm going to try and do something in between there. I'm thinking maybe 68 might be good circumference wise, but what I'm going to do after I get off this Zoom later is I'm going to measure my ankle and his ankle and my foot and his foot, and maybe even like the circumference around like my heel sort of, and then his, and compare the numbers and see, you know, how close is his like foot size basically to mine, not length obviously, but width at least. And then I should be able to decide from there what I think he will need, and I'm going to cast those on. So I'm also going to knit these for him. I'm doing so much traveling, so much like holidaying. I have lots of time off, so I think this will be manageable. And I think I'm going to leave my twists and turns shawl for another time because I don't want to work on it, and I know I'm going to feel really relieved when I get these off the needles. Happy Monday. I am just getting out of my first meeting of the day and feeling very frustrated and overwhelmed, and I don't know, days like today, I really just kind of wish I could knit for a living. And I don't know if my life will ever take me to that place, but I really wish I could knit for a living. I am so burned out. I'm socialized out. I'm off tomorrow and I'm off on Friday, and I'm already wishing it was Friday for a long 3-day weekend. And I don't know, I don't like to be in this headspace, but I've come downstairs, I had my coffee already, so I'm going to make myself something to eat. I don't know what that's going to be. And then I'm going to go start my Pomodoro method and give myself some fun knitting time in between and plow through a bunch of stuff before I have an evening of meetings again. So coming to you as real as it gets, I have these days, and today is just, it's really, really not a great one. Change of plans. My October Broadway club came, so I'm going to open it. This yarn is the Prom. how good. I'm obsessed. Wow. I love how it's like mostly purple, but then you can see in here, it's got like the green and the pink flecks. Wow. This is so cute. I love Happy Mail. Just finished having some lunch and I'm still in kind of a crappy mood. I don't know if there's anything that's actually going to get me out of this funk today. But I paused before my last 5-minute break to go have some lunch. So I'm going to use that 5-minute break to continue working on decreasing the gusset stitches of this sock and get some joy going before my afternoon begins. Today's supposed to be my office day, but I ate something not great yesterday, so I'm feeling kind of yucky and decided that I would work from home today. Looking a little ripe, and I just had a morning full of virtual meetings, so I'm coming downstairs to force myself to take a short lunch break. I got to the foot of this sock, and I was actually laying in bed watching the election results last night. It's Thursday. No, it's not. It's Wednesday. Yesterday was Tuesday, so I marked, I always mark where I start really working on the foot. And then I knit maybe a round or two in a meeting today, in between taking some notes. So I don't know. I'd like to really finish this sock tomorrow. I think that's completely doable for me. So I'd get this off the needles. It would be an easy finish project. Then I can start working more on the other two socks I cast on. And I measured Zach's ankles and feet and compared them to mine, and oddly our ankles and like calves are about the same, but his foot is much wider than mine. So I don't know if I should cast on 64 stitches for him and then just keep 64, or I just don't really know what to do. I don't know what to do. So I have to do some math. I might consult with a friend and see what she thinks about it. And hopefully that will be my next cast on. So I'll get these socks off. I'll cast on a sock for Zach. And then I'll just have lots of legs to work through, and should be, I don't know, like I think it's totally doable for me to finish another pair of socks in the next week. Hello from Saturday night, Kristina. I just uploaded and started editing the footage from this vlog and realized I never closed out the video. I never gave you an update, and the real update is not a whole lot. I just realized that I made an oopsie and I have no idea how I did this. I'm going to flip around and show you in a second here. I was just about to finish the mate to this sock, and I slipped it over to Magic Loop, and I realized that I knit the correct size foot on my current sock that's still on the needles. The one that is already cast off, that I thought was finished, is actually 20 rounds short. I didn't even knit this big enough I didn't even knit this long enough to fit my foot. I don't know how that happened. There's only 40 rounds on the foot. It's kind of hard to tell right now the difference, but I'll try to show you. This is the reason I didn't finish the vlog, because I realized this the other night and I was so discouraged. I didn't finish it. I ended up starting filming another video that should be out probably next, and I'll show you a little sneak peek when I talk about it after this, but I did get this much done on this sock, and I have a little bit done on another sock that isn't upstairs with me right now, and that's essentially it. So I cast on 2 new pairs of socks, and I almost finished another sock this week, and I knit a couple of, I think maybe a stripe or 2 on my habitation throw. Let me show you this sock. So this is the short one. This is the right size. This is supposed to have like 80 rounds for the foot. So I don't know, I'm going to learn some things. So I'm going to do the toe on this. I think we're going to watch a movie, so I'm probably going to knit the toe on this one. And then, I don't know, maybe tomorrow I'll figure out how to insert a needle in here, and then I don't know how the heck I'm going to unravel this, but might just cut the yarn. I don't know. Sounds terrifying, but I'm just going to reknit the couple rounds on the 20 rounds on the foot that I'm missing, and then do the toe all over again. And then I'll call it done. But this sock, I think, I don't know, maybe I'm like 10 rounds away from the heel, and I'm pretty excited about that.